Good morning, everyone, or afternoon or evening, depending on where you are. I know I haven't been online or recording in quite a bit. Um, I guess it's been quite a bit since everything has happened with pandemic and the new things that are happening. And as for me, I think that um, medications and everything else, it's a roller coaster of things that have happened. Um, there are good days, there are bad days, there are so-so days, really bad days. um, and some days are really, I think, for the most part, there's some good days. And when I mean someday, the good days are, um, it's a 50-50. I tend to, like I've said before, I tend to be more positive than the other way. I think because I'd rather work on being more positive than being, crying or being upset. I'm already over 4 years with this situation, um, and by the way, look at this. Okay, so my cup is seriously. I did not realize how big my cup was until right now. This also shows you that I've lost some weight. Give me a second here. Strong coffee because I injected yesterday. I'm still in a Jovi. Uh, the injections have somewhat lessened the pain. I'm also on Revolov, I think that's how you say it, which I take that when it's beyond the pain. I'm a walking, talking barometer. So when it's really bad outside, I know that it's coming, like the rain, or especially here in the desert, it's really rare that it rains. So when it rained the other day, I was like, what is that sound? And of course, all of a sudden it started raining, and I was like, I looked outside, I'm like, oh my God, it's actually raining, which was nice because, we need rain, the drought. And so if you guys have, too much rain, pass it on, just push it out or wish upon the desert here in California. Because we're going through a really bad drought. I try to keep my sense of humor. Only, it brings joy to me and my wife and, my friend, my best friend. I try to think of being more, not try to, but I work really, really hard on being more positive. And so far, sometimes it works, and sometimes, it's more of a challenge. And so therefore it's a struggle. I'm not gonna lie, it's a struggle. There are times when there have been dark thoughts, where I'm just so tired. I'm tired of the pain. I'm tired of how much more am I dealing with, And I spoke to a nurse practitioner who is a psychiatrist, I guess, And so he's like, well, you have a migraine, right? And And I'll be honest, here, and I know I keep saying I'll be honest with you, but it's kind of like I have to repeat it for some reason or whatever. Um, but here it is. It's like I had to stop him because it's one of those things that irks me. Is that first of all, it's not a migraine, right? And so I had to say, okay, so what I have is like the parents of a migraine. Um, and I visually expressed what it felt like, and I said, look, think of it this way: get a chalk and outline, this part of the head, of your head. And, then, and I basically visualized for him what it was. And I could tell that his eyes went, ah. And he was like, oh my God, and usually I get that um, expression from people, that don't understand, or um, sometimes they're like, they finally get it, and a light bulb, excuse me, goes off, and they're like, oh, I really didn't know. And I'm like, I understand that you didn't know, because it's not something that you hear all the time, you know. Um, and I was telling him that recently, probably about a month and a half ago, the pain that I get on this side started on this side, and I was like, oh my God, I don't think I can deal with both sides hurting at the same time, because it would be too much, and it's too it would be too excruciating to even be able to talk or to eat or to even rest, um, and I mean, let's just put it this way: my doctor, my neurologist, gave me something to deal with the pain, and I'm only taking 10 milligrams, and it it's it's pretty strong, and I feel not myself, and I didn't like it, and I'm like, okay, I don't think I'll take it again. And I have to let him know, because, it's one of those things where you're like, okay, if it feels, like it's going to help, or it's going to make sure you feel like, okay, this is going to, actually benefit you, then it's okay. But if it's not going to benefit you at all, and it's going to make you feel like, okay, it's not going to it's going to make you feel like someone different, or your brain or your body is telling you, hey, this isn't good. Your blood pressure's dropping, and you feel like you're out of sorts, like, you're just like your brain is trying to go somewhere, and your body's going another direction at the same time. Then it's kind of like a warning bell going off, and so it took about a day and a half to get rid of the effects of how I felt. So, and that's only 10 milligrams. So imagine, and he wanted me to take it for about a week. And then after, to actually add 2 times a day. So now I'm good. I'll deal with the pain and the other stuff. So, then other than that, there's been, I mean, everything else has been, one thing or another, with the additional variants of the pandemic. Not the pandemic itself, but I mean the COVID. And let's see, what else. What else can I tell you? Other than that, I mean, I've been okay. Things have been okay. Um, I don't want to put this video and say, oh, woe is me, why me, why me. I don't do that, only because this isn't about bringing you down or bringing myself down. It's not about that. It's about showing you that, yeah, we have a situation where not many people know what's going on with us. It's about teaching people when they listen to this video or videos that I have right on my channel. It's about showing that even though this illness is with us, right, and there isn't a because I was talking to my neurologist about this, and it's funny how, I said, if there was something visual in the CAT scans, in the MRIs, right, and they could see it and they can open up my brain, and they can take it out, that would be one thing, right? And it'd be done. But because it isn't visual, because it's something neurological, like something in the nerves, and they can't really like pinpoint exactly where it is causing all this pain, it's harder, you know. And because it is visually, but in, like, I'll give you an example. Like, if you actually, you can see like the dark, because I don't sleep. I go to sleep until like 3 o'clock in the morning, because the pain doesn't allow it. You can see that it's swollen right here. So you can visually see the effects that it has on my face. You could see that this part goes up, you know. There's certain little elements that you can see on my face where it actually does affect me, because the pain is there. It's 24/7. It affects on that side of the brain, my face. When it's really bad, I have a hard time talking. I have a hard time hearing, seeing. It affects all of that. So it it affects the hemicrania continua. So it's 24/7 on that side. It affects the trigeminal neuralgia, which it affects this side. So it affects both sides. And so my situation, it's a combination of both. So it's called T.A.C.s. And so not many people, either on the medical side, neurological side, they do know about T.A.C.s. But not many doctors know about T.A.C.s. Not many doctors know about hemicrania continua. Not many doctors know about trigeminal neuralgia. So when you do see these videos and you hear about them, it does give you a sense of, oh, I know, okay, I get it. It does. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little nauseous because the pain today is a little, because of the injection and the pain. They kind of fight each other sometimes, and I know some of you understand that, because the medication sometimes fights the pain, or the pain fights, it's both. So it's the effects of the pain are like, sometimes you feel like swelling on one side of your face, and it is visually, excuse me, there. The numbness, the tearing up of the eye, it's just the the overwhelming sense of like the ringing in your ear, you know, and then there's the pounding, and I'm talking about like needles, or lightning rods, or the constant pain on one side all the time, and it doesn't stop. See, you starting to see that my eyes starting to close. I'm not doing this on my own, trust me. I wish I wasn't. I wish that my eye would be like, okay, just stay open, but it doesn't, because of the pain. Because the more I talk and the more I do things, the more it's affected, and so these are things that I try to emphasize, so that people are like, oh, I get it. Okay, so that's what it is. And this is what I'm going to tell the doctor. Or this is what I'm going to, question the doctor, or I'm going to advise the doctor next time I go, because unfortunately, sometimes doctors, this is what I say. Doctors change over time, and there are doctors that do study and go out to practice actual medicine, that want to help patients. And I'm fortunate enough to have doctors that do want to take care of their patients. There are other doctors that treat patients like numbers. Like when you go to the DMV and you get one of those tickets, and you basically are a number because I'm sorry, but you're just a number and you're just a pay, your money. So it depends on the kind of doctor relationship you have, and then when you do find a doctor that cares for you and finally you realize, okay, this doctor is listening to me, hearing me, and understanding what I'm going through, then they understand, okay, this is what testing you need, this is what kind of, this is what you need, and where you need to go and what testing you need to do, and you go from there. And so it really does, it's one step ahead, for your benefit and your treatment. And so it evolves from there. I've done a lot of meditation, which helps. It helps a lot. It helps calm my anxiety, my panic, because I've learned in the 4 years that when the pain comes, you really need to settle and ground yourself for your own benefit, because otherwise it gets worse. So that's another thing. And so it's just the way you live your life. You really have to like step it up for yourself. It's the airplane, when they tell you have to put the mask on, that's what you have to do. You have to take care of you first before anyone else. So I think I bored you with this. Just kidding. But I hope that this helps, because it is a journey of healing, a journey of self-discovery, a journey of coming to a sense of empowerment. That's pretty much what all of these videos are, of empowering yourself to come to your treatment and your way of coming to asking for help for you. And this is something that I'm very, very passionate about, because it is true that most people, unless you're, and unfortunately this is something that is true, unless you're a celebrity, and this is what I've seen lately, I mean really, truly, unless you're a celebrity and you're out there saying, guess what, I have a migraine, and all of a sudden all these brand new stuff that comes out for migraines, then then you're like, oh, okay, this is a migraine, and this is what's done for a migraine. Then it's all about, okay, so then it's kind of like, well, then why aren't they talking about this other things that are happening to us, or isn't mentioning all of these other illnesses? So it's people like us, regular folk, that come up with these conversations. So I hope that this helps. I hope that I clarified more, and I hope that you all have a good day, evening, night, and I hope that you are gentle to yourselves, and take a deep breath, and hope you have a beautiful, beautiful day, evening, night, and be kind to yourselves and others, and have a lot of patience for you, because you're the only one who can take care of you. No one else. Trust me. Until then, hopefully I can get another video in sooner than later. So we'll see you then. Bye.